up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 213, and we're recording on November 28th, 2022. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Okay, I'm still in holiday mode. You know, in America, it was Thanksgiving this week. I still got family over the house at the moment. I'm in my bathrobe. I'm chilling. I'm comfy. You know, it's the vibes. We're covering 3 songs this week, right? Came out on Tuesday, BoA's Forgive Me, Wednesday, NMIXX Funky Glitter Christmas, and then today on Monday the 28th, we had Red Velvet's Birthday. So these are the 3 songs that got voted in, right? Certain songs, we run the way we do it on our Discord, there's a democracy, the Go-To Gang, our patrons, they vote on it. Typically, we follow it unless they acting a fool. 99% of the time, they're doing fine, though. That means that some songs, like the Tempest song, the Jungkook World Cup thing, aren't going to be covered this week.
Not enough votes.
Not enough votes. It is what it is. Yeah. All right. Let's start at the top, though. BoA's Forgive Me. She is from SM. Debuted. I wrote the complete wrong date because there's no way she debuted 2 years ago.
No.
she hella old. There's no way.
It says debut 2020 in your script. Okay.
She debuted 2000. Okay, I was 20 years off there.
Boy.
She debuted in the year 2000. Her last 3 Korean releases, because she released a lot of them in Japan, but the last 3 in Korea were Better, Starry Night, and Feedback, with 20 music show wins so far. And just know, when I say she old as hell, it's very endearing. You know, she's a cool Nuna. Just wanted to let you know, so don't hate me about that comment. Interesting song. There's a lot of rock influences, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Warren said before the episode we were talking about, he says it's almost like hip hop influenced as well, right?
I would say at the core it's a hip hop song. It's like a Y2K hard hitting hip hop song that has grungy rock guitar riffs that give it that rock kind of aesthetic to it. I feel like this kind of rhythm and tempo was a lot more popular in the early 2000s, which
yes,
right,
I
BoA
agree.
was that's her prime game, that's her prime thing. And I think to tie it all together, it does have that like SMP, Kwangya, SMCU kind of vibe to it, where like, you know, it has the Y2K feeling, it has the hip hop feeling, but at the same time, it has more like a mature version of Kwangya, aespa kind of girls on top kind of sound. You know, am I going crazy? Maybe even NCT. You know, like
okay, the way I'll put it, right?
Yeah.
If you're playing like the video game Cyberpunk, right? The aespa song is the song that plays during the cutscene, right? This BoA track is just the one that's playing as the background music when you're driving through the town.
Oh.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like where their focus is at with this song production. So I'm saying like the Warren said before we started the show that this kind of feels like, I gotta say the exact thing he said. He kind of felt like, you know, these are it's sort of a similar track to what like aespa's been getting, some of the NCT people have been getting. He pretty much said it's like it might not be like the number one song that SM was producing, but it's in that same vein of songs, right?
It was in the group.
I kind of agree with that. Overall though, it's just like it's like BoA doing her BoA thing, which is fun. It's great. It's fantastic. But at the same time, there was nothing in the song for me that I thought like classic. You know what I mean?
Iconic.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for me, I thought that it was a little refreshing, even though like it's both nostalgic and refreshing, because I also agreed with Warren. I feel like this sound, I feel like she's done before, but like a long time ago, mid 2000s, right? I think I was thinking of a particular Japanese release that she had a while ago. I think it was called Rock With You. So way back when, but I feel like that vibe, I feel like, yeah, I've seen her do it. It's nice to see her reinterpret it, I guess, in a more modern way. With that vibe that SM has been developing, right? With the whole SMCU. I don't know. I feel like there was a point in the chorus where I thought like, yeah, this is really nice. It's very intense, very aggressive. I feel like I almost didn't quite get immersed into it though, because I felt like there was still a very obvious like vibe of like coolness, of like very cool visuals, very cool facial expressions, that I feel like could have been a little bit more, I don't know, like intense, I guess, to like reflect the sound. But I think it has to do with the fact that was still within the SM visuals like storyline that they've been creating for a couple years now, I guess.
I kind of know what you mean, and I kind of liked it, if anything, because it felt like I was getting two different temperatures with this track.
Okay.
Whenever the guitar riffs are coming in, whenever there's the chorus coming in, that feels very like hot and like warm, you know? But during the verses and the bridge where she takes a huge step backwards and the instrumental is a lot more roomy and a lot more dimensional, it feels very cold, you know? It just feels feels very icy up in here, you know what I mean? Like it's very, I don't know, it was a good dynamic where she was coming in and out of, and I feel like typically that's not what happens in pop music. So for me, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. We're switching back and forth between two different energies. Kind of shows off what BoA is capable of, because, you know, to be able to portray two different kinds of energies like that, not an easy thing. So that's where I thought it was really, really cool. But maybe it can come off as underwhelming too. I also think, I mean, BoA's, like you mentioned, BoA debuted in 2000 literally 2000, so it's been 22 years. Man, it's been a long while. That's probably before some of you guys were born at this point.
Jesus.
Good Lord. Oh my God, y'all are a bunch of fetuses. Like,
Here's the thing.
Here's ridiculous.
It's kind of wildly impressive though, because I still feel like she's doing new things. I'm still discovering new things about her that I think is really impressive. If you go into the second, if you go into the part that comes after the second chorus, which is like a bridge, if you listen carefully, she has more like a husky voice tone. Maybe it's because she's aging people's throats.
Mature voice.
Right. But at the same time, to me, it felt like she was bringing out like a different characteristic of her vocal tone that we haven't really experienced much. Maybe she has done it elsewhere. I'm not the most familiar with BoA's work early in the 2000s, but based on what I'm familiar with, feeling fresh, feeling pretty consistent. Yeah, that was pretty cool, you know.
I guess yeah. Maybe I'm approaching this the wrong way, because I feel like it's this foundational sound that she has is what SM has built off of. You know, like
Right.
I might have been viewing it in the wrong way, like, oh, this song just came out, so therefore I'm comparing it to the stuff that I've been hearing lately from SM, right? Versus this is more of a callback to what they built those songs off of.
I guess
You
it's like
get
a
what
full
I'm saying?
circle.
Like, the
I get what
opposite
you mean.
way?
I think that's also a valid way to look at it. It's definitely she's definitely where the whole SM sound began, and it's, people think that it's like a recent thing that's been building off with NCT and aespa, but that musical root is definitely here with BoA in her earlier works, and also with like musicians like TVXQ. Or you go back enough, you hear it in Yu Young-jin's stuff as well. If you go to
the high note.
oh,
The high note.
hell yeah!
I was like, oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go, Mr.
like
Yu's
the-
DNA up in here.
That's like the SM dolphin call, you know. They have to like assemble after hearing that kind of high note, right? They all gotta do it. I bet you could walk into SM, you do that note, about 4 other people start harmonizing with you on that kind of high note. This is what it feels like. It's like everyone has to drop what they're doing and also sing a high note like that.
SM assemble.
That being said, with an artist like BoA, I think maybe not half the attraction, but a good portion of the attraction is watching the music video with her as well. Because she's
Great
such a
dancer,
legendary
as always.
performer.
Yeah.
I think the dancing was really good. I'm always, okay, so BoA, right? She's been around for 22 years now, right? She's been around. That's a ridiculous long time. It's amazing how she's still like a S tier dancer, you know? We have so many other idols who have like got a little older, like, oh, my body, help me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But BoA's just killing it still. It's fantastic.
Dude, like, I'm only 25. I'm always like, my fucking knees hurt, my back hurts.
Bro,
Like,
you wake up sometimes, it's cold, and you're like, oh, my back.
Like,
oh, no. Or when you roll out of bed the wrong way, you're like, oh, the whole day's ruined.
oh, my neck.
No.
Dude.
Oh my god! Sometimes like I'm old now. Sometimes you just sleep like 10 degrees, your head in the wrong direction, it ruins your whole day.
Dude.
That being said, it does not appear that BoA has these issues because
No.
she's moving very well,
Bro.
in this music video. Overall, shout out to the legend. She is an OG.
Love the
we should all
styling
respect
and
that.
makeup too. That was
Yeah.
really nice.
I really liked her outfit in like all black. Her hair is like slicked back, and she has like
Oh yeah,
reddish makeup.
the red setting.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was dope.
Yeah, but it's just someone in the industry you just gotta give a ton of respect to because she's kind of paved the way for a
Masterclass.
lot of things. All right, let's move on to a group at a completely different part of their career. Right, we have NMIXX with Funky Glitter. Whoa, Funky Glitter Christmas. They debuted this year. The last two songs, the only two ones were Dice and OO. Zero Music Show win so far. According to JYP Entertainment, why am I saying Funky? Funky Glitter Christmas is a special intermission single, and they put 2 X's in there somewhere because that's the thing. It's being released between official albums, so this is kind of a special track for the holidays, but it's pretty much a track of theirs. I'm not really one for holiday songs, right?
Why?
Like I don't know. I don't like these hokey Christmas songs normally.
What is
normally
with you and not liking holidays? I thought you like holidays. You said that at the top of the episode.
No. I like holidays, right?
Yeah?
But I feel like Christmas in America is starting to be like advertised the second Halloween ends. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Like,
yeah.
And I'm just like, not yet. But at the same time, it's not NMIXX's fault. It's not like they got Thanksgiving in Korea. So I think this was released at an appropriate time. That being said, this is an NMIXX song that does not sound like an NMIXX song. And for that reason, I think it's really good. That's so sad. Why is it so good?
Oh, man.
Okay. There's narration. Kyujin's she's speaking all the English she knows. She's doing a great job. I thought that was fun. My biggest takeaway from this song was how good Lily is at singing. That was honestly my biggest takeaway.
Yes, I really liked her vocals in the chorus.
Her vocals were fantastic.
Great takeaway.
And I thought the overall for this song, it's a fun song. It's not meant to be too serious. It's not like a track. It's just a normal track for them. Special holiday song. I thought it was fun. I thought it was seasonally appropriate. I thought it was a good time.
I agree. I feel like it did a good job of being like, of course they did a little bit of the cliches with the references to the Christmas songs within the song itself, but I thought it was very nice. I don't know, I didn't find it as too much. I thought they were incorporated pretty well, and it made sense with the whole theme that they had going on, the Christmas party, like a lot of glitter, a lot of like very peppy vibes, and it fits. I think it fits them.
I do think it fits them. Cause I have come to realize I've started seeing some of their like YouTube varieties.
They are so funny, dude.
Yeah,
Low key.
Yeah.
Low key funny.
And I feel like this matches their energy way better than roll the dice, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
yeah, I mean that's cool too. But like, this feels more NMIXX to me, and I always dig it when the music does a great job of representing the artist, and I feel like that's the case here too. I mean, overall, the song is like a Motowny, funky track. There is a lot of halftime.
It's funky. It's glitter. It's Christmas. That's literally a perfect description.
There's a lot of like halftime breaks with like Christmassy jazz thrown in as well.
I really like that.
Yeah, no, that was very tasteful. That was very fun. Unlike Ganira, however, I'm always the person that says too much is never as good as too little. I thought there was a little too many references to Christmas and the Christmassy songs. Like, they were like, fa la 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 la, and then Feliz Navidad, and like Joy to the World. And I was like, okay, come on. Okay, what, like, I feel like that was a little too much. I feel like I was a little too heavy handed. Because typically I like when things are referenced not directly, but implicitly or indirectly, And that kind of goes back to the lyrics as well, where it felt a little flat. Which, I mean, it's not like they were trying to write Shakespeare over here, but at the same time, when I think about tracks like Merry and Happy by Twice, for instance, I felt like the lyrics were drawing a better picture of what they want to do with Christmas, a little better than just saying a lot of generic things about Christmas. That was my takeaway, but I do agree with you guys.
No, I think that's fair. There's
Yeah?
a little bit of Christmas excess in here.
Yeah. Because, I mean, here's the thing. The thing that's special about this song is that it's funky and that it's glittery, right?
Yeah.
There isn't really anything about glitter other than the actual chorus being bright and shiny.
Oh, come on. It's like, yeah, glitter's just like, glitter feels excessive, that's what it fits.
Okay, but I do agree with you guys. I feel like Lily is the best takeaway here, and I do feel like she is particularly shining because this kind of genre fits her so well.
She was singing her ass off, dude.
Bro.
It was so good.
The ad-libs.
We need a, Doug was saying, we need a Lily
We
solo.
need a Lily solo project at some
Bro.
point, y'all. We need something. I want to go back to Warren's point where this feels more appropriate for NMIXX as the kids. I've also seen a lot of their YouTube stuff. I'm subscribed to like one or two Hey1 YouTube pages for some reason because I think she's really funny. These kids are a bunch of dorks in this group.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I see if you watch videos of Hey1 and BoA together, it's the most ridiculous combination ever. And they're kind of dorky and they kind of fit this concept perfect. And I think sometimes with JYP, they're so dead set on doing this like weird NMIXX smash together. We're gonna smash two songs and just throw them together concept. Where the personalities of the kids gets kind of lost in that, right? And I think that this song kind of shows off their funniness, how genuine they are as kids, like because they're all really young, right? I think it did a good job, and it allowed them to express themselves in a more like natural way that's not as manufactured.
And I'll be honest, if they want to really keep pushing for that mix pop thing, I mean, we did mix in a lot of different things with this track, right? Like, it was a funky disco track that had a lot of jazz thrown into it, right?
But see, somehow this felt very like digestible. Like it didn't feel like too much.
Edible.
This was
Like,
so palatable. You could
Yeah.
show this to like someone who doesn't like K-pop and be like, look at this Christmas song these K-pop kids released. And they'd be like, oh, it's pretty good, right? Like,
Yeah.
you show someone this NMIXX stuff, you got to prepare them for it. You got to read them off paragraphs to prepare. They're like, get ready.
Here's
It's going to be a little weird.
Sir,
This is their concept. But yeah, I like this. I hope that JYP and NMIXX could find some kind of balance between this mixed concept they got going on and sort of keeping more of like a authentic feeling to it. That's what I'm hoping for.
Authentic.
For my Christmas present this year. That is what I
Ooh.
want.
Oh.
Boom.
Yeah, I
Have
feel
you been a good child?
Oh, yeah.
Debatable.
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 Well,
I feel like they. Oh, going back to Doug's comment, I was gonna say I feel like because they do have like the elements that are like meant to be their brand, right? The mixing and the combining different genres and concepts. I feel like this was an example of like, yeah, it can be done. You can still retain that, but in a way that is more, I don't know, like not overwhelming, I guess, or not necessarily jarring.
in a not stupid way, like a
Yeah.
good way.
Yeah, like I would really like to see the like this, but like transferred to a more like not holiday special, like off single,
Right.
I feel like that could happen, but I don't know.
Do it all
Yeah,
trap
they will.
beat, do the whole thing, and just stop doing weirdo transitions. Just stop doing not transitions. Like that's come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Before we transition out, I don't know if we're nearing the end of this track's conversation or not.
We're somewhat
but-
close. Somewhat close.
Yeah. Okay. Fun fact: I looked at the lyrics. The credits of the people who wrote lyrics. I'm seeing Hwang Yubin, Joyuri, and Jae-jin. Joyuri on what? Is that the Joyuri I know?
Okay,
Is she?
well, here's the thing. How did they spell it?
In Korean, Joyuri.
No, how they spell her last name?
Jiut-o.
J-O?
I'm reading this in Korean. Jiut-o.
Oh, okay. No, because I saw somewhere in English where like I wasn't completely sure if it was the same Joyuri because they had spelt it differently than what I'm used to.
I will.
Like they put CHO, right? But I'm almost positive Joyuri spells it with JO. That's why I was confused.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. It might be just a normal person named Soyuri as well. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not hugely uncommon of a name, I guess. Here's what he can do. Someone say a couple more things. I'm gonna go look it up in the copyright library thing in Korea.
Well, yeah. I feel like I feel like there was a different approach to the song too. Like I don't know who the writer was specifically, but it just felt more, I don't know. Like we're not trying to do too much, and I think that worked.
They were trying to do the appropriate amount.
The appropriate amount.
The right amount of salt and spice and everything sweet. That's a lot of spices.
There's another Joyuri who's affiliated with Jam Factory.
Oh.
That might
Yeah.
be them.
That's probably them.
Okay, yeah,
Okay. Oh.
I was gonna say, I feel like they would have made a bigger deal of that if it
Probably,
was the case.
probably would have, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that being said, Joyuri did perform "Get Back," "Gotta Get," whatever that JYP
Groove
song
Back.
is, right?
Groove Back.
She performed that with JYP lately, so there was a connection.
Wow.
So
There
it
you
was
go.
not. So maybe. That being said, I don't think it's related. But
Okay.
let's move on to the last song this week. The big one came out today, Monday the 28th. Red Velvet's "Birthday." So they are from SM Entertainment. Debuted 2014. Last three songs were "Feel My Rhythm," "Queendom," and "Psycho." 81 music show wins so far. So Warren, what is the sample or we got in this one? What is it? What is it?
This is called Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue. Or I mean, if you've heard of the song, if you listen to the song, I'm sure you guys have heard it at some point in your lives. It's a very very popular song from the 1900s. Yeah, Gershwin. Also famous for American in Paris, which is also a great track. But here we have Gershwin and Rhapsody. They took the opening bits of that track or
Yep.
this piece, and then interpolated it and then sampled it. They chopped it up and then they sprinkled it all over the track, which I think is very very different from the approach that a lot of other tracks in K-pop that sample other tracks have been doing. But I'll get to that in a second. Did you guys like the track or not?
I'm still digesting it.
Same.
Like,
For a couple of reasons too.
Yeah. Okay.
"Feel My Rhythm," although there was a little bit of funk in there, like some strange things, right, that I'm not super familiar with. I think it was easier to palate than this one on first listen. This one, I think I like it, but it's gonna take me a couple more like tens of listens before I get to this point. I feel.
How about you,
I
Anita?
agree. Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like for me, I felt I was a little distracted throughout the song because I was trying to place like where I heard something similar. And I feel like, oh, this kind of sounds similar to their previous release, Feel My Rhythm, especially because of the sampling. But I also thought of an NCT Dream song called Deja Vu, which was released in the Resonance Part 1 album, I want to say. And I went back to listen to it and like, yeah, it has that vibe. Like there's a structure in the pre-chorus that's very similar where like it like slows down and then it goes back up to the same energy in the chorus. I don't know. I feel like throughout the song I was like, oh, this sounds very much like that, and it feels like it was. I don't know if it was meant to like encapsulate that vibe that Feel My Rhythm was having, and what that Deja Vu song that I'm referencing also has, like a very like mixy, synthy, not hyperpop, but like somewhere in there, you know. And I don't know. I was left processing like, I feel like I hear it. I think that it's trying to be different, but it feels very similar.
I don't know the track you're referencing, so I'm gonna. I don't have anything to say there, but I'm gonna guess it's some sort of similar genre breakdown. Although you did mention this, you don't think it's hyperpop. The way I look at this track, it has a very trap part and a very hyperpop part.
Yes.
The the bridge, the verses, it's all very much a trap section that chops up the Rhapsody in Blue sample.
I like that part a lot.
That was really, really fun. That was really great.
Very
and then
good.
you go into the bridge, which is a very efficient and a very effective bridge, building up into the chorus, and then the chorus is all of a sudden this hyper pop breakdown. This is less of aespa's industrial aggressive hyper pop and more so synth
Bubblegum.
heavy bubblegum hyper pop. And I think that was really, really, for me, I think that was really, really fun because all the transitions worked incredibly well. Everything was very, very well paced. All the top lines were continuously interesting and very, at the same time, very traditional. If anything, because if you look at K-pop songs these days, choruses are a lot more about making sure there's a short, effective loop that you can use for a TikTok track, a TikTok thing. And this does not do that. This is very much a Red Velvet doing the Red Velvet chorus, which you hear the same DNA in Feel My Rhythm. And I feel like there's a lot of consistent things between Feel My Rhythm and this track. But at the same time, I feel like they're very different tracks. If you look at the way the sounds work, if you look at how the songs are arranged, they're very different tracks from a very foundational level, yet they feel very consistent with each other. And I think that's really, really cool. Another thing that gives the chorus this hyper pop thing is that the chorus is stupid. It's just
okay. That's my difficulty.
Yeah,
is the bum 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 bum. That's the one part of the song that I'm struggling to digest, as if I'm a little bit indigested. It hasn't gone down 100% yet. It's just kind of stuck there. I don't know how I feel about it.
So when the first bits of conversation around the possibility of hyperpop and K-pop was coming out, a track that people mentioned a lot, a track that I heard people mention a lot was Ice Cream Cake and Dum Dum. Dum Dum in particular had one of the dumbest, pun not intended, choruses, which was literally dum 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 dum. Rookie was something similar, right? Like looky, my super rookie, that kind of thing.
Okay, yep.
So I feel like it's very consistent with what Red Velvet is doing. At the same time, if you look at what hyperpop is on a very dictionary definition level, it's about breaking down it's about breaking down what pop music is and emphasizing all of those characteristics to its maximum potential. So if you think about what pop music does, you build off of repetition and memorabilia a lot. So in that aspect, I think they're kind of playing along with that. I think you can make the argument there towards it being hyper pop-y. Maybe that's not what they were going for here, but I think that's a good way to look at it. Yeah. So another thing that I wanted to mention was the sample that I mentioned here and there earlier. And the reason I bring that up is because it's very different from a lot of what other K-pop tracks have been doing in terms of sampling. If you look at so what sampling is, right? It's taking a recorded part of an existing track and repurposing it in a creative way, obviously, for your track. A lot of hip-hop tracks do this. A couple common examples in the last couple year or so has been Feel My Rhythm by Red Velvet, Shut Down by Blackpink, right? I've sampled
Will Survive.
Will Survive. Right. So it's an actual method. But I think there's a huge difference the way Red Velvet does it compared to, for instance, the way Blackpink does it. Because if you look at Shutdown, they took a 2-bar, 4-bar sample and just looped it throughout the entire track. And if anything, they built the top line on the same rhythm as the sample. Because the sample goes ba-da-ba-ba, bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum, and the chorus is when we pull up, it's a shutdown. Right.
Yep.
Shanty.
Which
It's a sea shanty, dude. It literally is.
Oh,
Literally is.
the thing is, it's a different melody, but it's the same rhythm. There's a clear influence there. With tracks like Birthday, however, you take, Gershwin's song, this orchestral jazz masterpiece, which is great, but at the same time, they don't just lazily take the 4-bar loop and just loop it over and over again. They chop it up and they repurpose it for what they're trying to do, which is to create this rhythmatic structure in the bridge and the verses. And I think the way the top line is built, if you look at the rhythms there, I really feel like they're playing really well off of each other, where like whenever the members are singing, the sample is a little less noticeable, and then when
they like, it's very thin when they sing on top of it in the verses particularly.
It's like the that part, and then the moment they like slow down with the singing, it's like bum 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 bum, that kind of thing, you know? And it kind of feels like it's like a back and forth conversation almost. And I feel like that's really, really fun. It's really creative and it's really clever. And it's dope as hell.
Yes. If I'm going to talk about the song outside of the chorus, which I'm not 100% sold on yet, very good. Fantastic work going on. It's one of the best samples I think we've seen this year. I'll be willing to say. I think they utilized it extremely well.
Easily best example of sampling in K-pop.
It's hype too. Even though the verses aren't supposed to be hard hitting or something, it's hype. Like this has some interesting energy going on.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay. I think Wendy is particularly strong in this music video and overall. Wendy's doing really well. In terms of the music video itself, I don't know what to make of this. I know last time we had this big lore discussion and stuff. This one we got like teddy bears shooting lasers, and we got this like this giant eye guy not letting them in, and then they all start pouting and stuff. It's like I don't know what's going on. Like
I understood that it was like there was a birthday party, right? And they were supposed to go. And then they were like, nah, you can't come in. So then they throw the presents, right?
Yep.
And then they come back and like...
with weapons.
They have like magic. Because
magical weapons.
Magical weapons.
Remember, in their previous Queendom is what it was. They had powers. Like they had magic. So I feel like they were bringing that back.
Oh, they're running it back.
Reference.
Okay.
And then... But there's also like there's weird stuff. Like that's another thing that I felt was like coming back from Feel My Rhythm. The weird characters being introduced, like people.
There was
in a
like
lot of
furries
costumes.
at some point of this. Yeah. There was like costumed furries at one point.
But I think the overall like villain, right? Like they were like that didn't let them go to the party. I guess was this gingerbread man.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like that's how it connects to like holiday season in a way, but in a very weird, odd concept.
That whole like segment near the end where it's like all animated all of a sudden, that felt like very like you guys know Danny Phantom by any chance?
Yes, I know Danny Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it felt like
Danny Phantom Kim Possible-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with that.
That was pretty dope. I don't know. I was like, why are there so many?
And at one point, at like 3:39 in the music video, they're in the furry costumes. They're all in these furry masks. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Sure, furries. That's an accepted thing, you know.
Yeah, it's an interesting music video because like I feel like the sound. Anita mentioned it. I'm hearing like a little bit of Ice Cream Cake in here. I'm hearing Dum Dum in here. There's like a lot of callbacks and
lyrics wise too. I think.
Yeah, even in like Peekaboo, they're kind of this like bigger than life music video where I think that one was the house and they're shooting the crossbow at the delivery guy, right? In that one.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of this kind of stuff is not really out of the realm of possibilities in their music videos at all. So
no,
another abstract. If you want to give us a lore breakdown, you can. Please don't write an essay though. Just like let us know some factoids about what you think is going on.
I wonder if we missed anything.
It's the Black Mamba. They're trying to get to Kwangya, and Gingerbread Mamba is stopping them. That's what it is.
Can they at some point connect the SMCU thing to like other groups like definitively? Can they like literally?
They did. I really wish.
I really wish they would like spoil something. Or
I thought they were going to with this comeback.
I thought they were gonna say that Sogi was somewhat connected to the Black Mamba at some point, right? But
right.
They never did it. So
because we definitely weren't the only ones who are all of a sudden like Seulgi's bad person, and then at the end of this music video, Seulgi's the hero where she's fighting against Gingerbread Evil Man over here. So
I'm getting mixed signals. I'm confused now, right? And where's my SMCU number 3? I want the third installment of the series. Where's that at?
Oh.
Overall though, we got something to say, Warren?
one more thing that I almost forgot to mention. There was one thing that kind of did make. I'm not sure if it made sense. But there were like Korean lions. You guys know what that is?
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Hetchi, right?
No, there's just lions. No,
Just lions?
Yeah,
Okay.
Hetchi's a different thing. It's like a traditional thing where like in Korean like traditional parades and whatnot, they get out these fake lions. They were here. That was pretty cool. In a similar vein with the NMIXX music video earlier, the girls were doing 고무줄놀이, which is like a semi-traditional Korean game people used to play on the streets.
Yeah, the string.
Right, with the literal rubber strings.
Catch a cradle is what they call it in the. Oh no, that's a different one.
I think
But,
I
um,
think it's pretty different.
With the feet.
Yeah.
You know the Korean lion? I saw it in the middle of nowhere, Gangwon-do. Like the
What?
Korean dude. When I was in Korea, we took us on a field trip to Gangwon-do. One of the things we stopped at, like, they were like the traditional samonori, the instrument players with they were doing the lion dance too while they were playing the flute, the taepyeongso, right?
Yeah.
And like the thing I remember was that the guy operating the bottom half of the lion had a water bottle, so he was peeing on people.
What?
He was putting on people in the audience.
Well, was it the summer and they were trying to?
It was in the middle of the summer.
Okay.
Well,
So
But it was so funny.
it's
I was
like how
it was like peeing on this random person. It was so funny.
it's like how rappers come up with a bottle of water and then throw it at everybody in the
I guess.
yeah. I guess
Yeah.
except like
I thought
because
you were
of
gonna make an R.
location.
Kelly reference, but let's move on.
No.
Wait, I have a question though. Why
Oh.
Warren was saying that made sense? How did that make sense though?
They're Korean people and they're showcasing Korean culture.
Okay.
That's
Okay. Other releases this week: Tempest released Dragon, TO1 released Freeze Tag, Jungkook released Dreamer featuring, I might butcher this name, but bear with me, Fahad Al Kubasi.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're gonna go.
Yep.
So this was the song that got released for the World Cup, and he performed it on the opening day ceremony when it was Qatar versus Ecuador. Before that game, they played it. I thought the performance live was pretty cool. He pretty much got seen by a gajillion people around the world, right? Because everyone was watching that opening ceremony.
Yo, my dad saw him. He was like, "This is the BTS kids," and I was like, "No, it's just one. It's not plural. Singular, Dad.
You kind of got it right. Yeah.
Very close."
Yeah, there's been I saw videos of like Jungkook shopping in Qatar. He was at one of the theme parks, the indoor theme parks.
Ooh.
He's been having a good time, and he met the Korean national team. I saw that as well. So
Nice.
pretty good song. All right. We also had Kang Daniel with Nirvana featuring PH1, and how do I pronounce this rapper name?
It's actually a group. It's a crew. We Done Boys.
It's a dance crew.
Yes, they were on Street Man Fighter.
Street Man Fighter. That makes a lot of sense. We had Iris with Stay With Me, and we had BB with Johto. So she's just releasing a ton of music videos. All right, Spice King. Last week on episode 212, first place was BB with BB Vengeance picking up her first crown. Second place was BoA with Roller Coaster, and third place was BTS's Jin. The new candidates this week are BoA's Forgive Me, NMIXX's Funky Glitter Christmas, and Red Velvet's Birthday. Warren, you have to give me the results because I do not have them at the moment.
Oh shit!
But-
I forgot.
My chart this week, I did not make a chart because I wasn't ready for this either, but I'll make it on the fly. First place, you gotta put Red Velvet's Birthday. You gotta. That's the number one song this week. So your boy Doug will be putting that in first place. Second place, I will put Funky Glitter Christmas. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I think it is honestly NMIXX's best release yet. Just gonna say that. And then third place, I'm gonna give it to BoA Roller Coaster. I've listened to that a crap ton this week, and I will be putting it in third place. That is my choice.
All right. We were almost the same, but not quite. Because my list is all new candidates. I'll start in third. Third place, I put NMIXX.
Okay, fair.
I don't know. I feel like it was a very good sample of what could be, and I really wish that it would transfer into title tracks, but we'll see. It's very enjoyable. Second place, I'm giving it to BoA. Forgive me. I feel like I'm always a little biased in that sense because I really like her performance aspect, dance skills, singing, like the whole package, right? I do feel like I felt like it could have been a little bit more, like with that coolness that I mentioned, but I understand, like there was a whole concept behind it and like mixing also the general sound that has been built up with SM and then also her. I don't know. I feel like there could have been, but it wasn't quite there. So it might just be my preference. So then in first place, I'm also putting Red Velvet.
Let's go.
I'm a little like it's a very like lukewarm first place for me though. I feel like there was a lot of really cool stuff visually and musically, but it didn't feel as refreshing as it did the first time around with Feel My Rhythm. So I feel like maybe this is that aspect of like, oh, it's kind of similar. Like we've kind of heard this sampling, like this very interesting visual aspect as well in the music video. So it doesn't quite feel as new, but it's still interesting. I feel like I've thought of this before, but I feel like some of the NCT Dream sound I thought would sound really good with Red Velvet. So it's interesting to see that there's also the similarity with that song that I referenced earlier. But I feel like it was too similar in a way. Like it was very similar to the song that was already released. So it would be interesting to see like a different spin, like maybe a whole different melody and like structure, but genres, like in the familiar genre. But yeah, first place.
Poopity poop poop. I think the song's great. I don't know what you're talking about. This is fresh. I think it's crazy how Red Velvet is this far into their careers, 8 years in, and they're still managing to stay very fresh. Yet they still they feel very consistent, as in like they haven't had a huge change up. I mean, sure they have, but like it's not like a drastic change where I feel like if you look at all of their releases, yeah, it feels like it's from one artist. It feels like it's from one group, one consistent artist. That's crazy. And yet every time it comes out feels fresh, feels new. That's incredibly wild, incredibly difficult to do. I like this way more than Feel My Rhythm. I think this track is great. I think it's one of the bangers of the year at this point. Great track, easy, first place, easy. Nope, didn't even have to think about it. Not a lukewarm,
okay.
Nah, just very hot. It's steaming. Can't touch this. Da-dee-da-do. All right. The other true tracks, I think they were pretty cool, but I wasn't as hot about it as I am with Birthday by Red Velvet. On second place, I have the fellow SM mate BoA doing Forgive Me.
Nice.
Great track. Can't complain. Great production. Great performances. I do understand what you guys mean because I do think it mixes a little too well with the rest of her discography. But, you know, I'm not complaining. The last remainder is Funky Glitter Christmas by NMIXX. I mean,
let's go.
It's a fun track. It's a fun track.
It's fun. It's nice.
I'm not gonna poop all over Christmas. It's the holiday season.
All right. Go to gang.
Sorry.
Gang. Red Velvet's Birthday had an incredible 46 points from the Go to gang.
Yo.
Landslide.
Second place, BB Vengeance had 19. And third place was WOA Roller Coaster. They had 12. Sadly, NMIXX didn't get any more points. They had 11, but WOA gets the third place from them.
Close.
As a result, first place picking up double crowns this week, getting all of the first place votes.
That's
Red Velvet's
true.
Birthday. Second place via Warren and Anita also gave BoA second, right? Warren and Anita, both of you?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
so both of you gave BoA second place, giving her 6 points. And then in third place via my first place vote, Anita's third place, and Warren's third place is NMIXX, Funky Glitter Christmas. It's 5 points.
You guys all hate on Christmas. That's what it is.
Yeah, apparently,
Cringe.
go to gang. Where'd they even put that? Yeah, 11 points.
It was close.
It was close. It was close. It was close. All right, so that is the chart this week. Red Velvet, BoA, NMIXX, boom. Let's finally move to show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yeah, we have a couple. First off, Very Very with Tap Tap. They won for the first time ever on Show Champion and then again in Music Bank.
Wow.
So
Wow,
2
wow,
wins for
wow.
them. Congrats.
Wow, congrats.
We also have Yua with Selfish, her first win on the show. And then Im Young-un with London Boy, another first win on Show Music Core. And then Yuna, Event Horizon, won on Inkigayo. So this was her first music broadcast win in 15 years. It was popping off.
15 years.
15 years. She only has 3. She only has 3, but it took 15 years to get the third one.
Oh, wow.
I mean, a shout out to Very Very. They
Yes.
they've been grinding. They finally
Hustling.
getting some recognition.
Mhm.
Very good for them. Yua song good. Im Young-un, he's like absolutely killing it. If you're not aware, he's probably one of the biggest acts in Korean music
Yeah.
in general. And Yoonha is one of the comeback stories of the year right now, right? The
this
song came
song.
out back in the spring. It's
Mhm.
popping off now. It's fantastic. Okay, that ends part 1 of Soju Talk episode 213. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it with part 2 of Soju Talk episode 213. We're going to talk about some news and events from last week. There's a lot of stuff in one major topic, but before we get to that topic, the winners from the Melon Music Awards 2022, also known as MMA.
Ooh.
So they gave out 4 Daesangs. Artist of the Year went to Im Young-un. Album of the Year, Daesang, went to Im Young-un's I'm Hero. Best Song of the Year, Daesang, went to IVE's Love Dive, let's go.
Okay.
And Record of the Year, Daesang, went to BTS's Proof, which was a really nice anthology they put together.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to talk about some other awards. Only the ones that I consider like major awards that like similar to the ones we'll eventually give out on our award show. They gave out a top 10 artist bonsang, and it went to BO, BTS, G-Idol, IU, IVE, Im Young-un, Mellowmans, NCT Dream, New Jeans, and 17. Makes sense to me. New Artist of the Year, which is pretty much Rookie of the Year, they just gave it to IVE and New Jeans. Best Group Male went to BTS. Best Group Female went to IVE. Best Solo Artist Male went to Im Young-un. Best Solo Artist Female went to IU. And IVE has become the 3rd fastest girl group in history to win their first Daesang, following Miss A and 21. IVE took only 360 days to snag their first Daesang. Congratulations to all the winners.
Wow.
Wow, congrats.
360 days. Not a full year. That's wild.
Not even, yeah.
If you think about IVE, 11, Love Dive, what was the last one called? The narcissistic.
That was Love Dive.
That's Love Dive?
Yeah.
What's
Yes.
the one I'm missing? Guys, Afterlife.
Afterlife.
Yes.
What's
That
afterlife? Then Mama
3-song
strike.
run has been fantastic, right?
Crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
it's been crazy. They're absolutely killing it. I think they won like 4 awards during this award show or something. Like, absolutely insane that they are best female group of the year 2022.
Here's the thing, right? New artist of the year, absolutely expected,
Makes
Yep.
sense.
right?
Mhm.
Female group of the year, that would be difficult to get, but hey, I'm glad, I'm happy for
I
them,
think the other
right?
people, if there's zero politics involved, I think you would. For me, I would debate either Blackpink or G-Idol, and those 3. One of the 3.
Mhm.
Yes.
I feel like G-Idol got kind of the short end of the stick in a lot of these, in this award show in particular.
Yeah, if they were trying to do the thing where they're trying to distribute awards between a lot of different artists, G-Idol probably would have gotten either one of the best group of the year or best song of the year.
I agree.
Yeah, given that Tomboy was wildly successful, Nude was a pretty successful follow-up as well. But I mean, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but as far as I understand, Love Dive was a little more popular and successful compared to Tomboy. And it's the Melon Music Awards. They do tend to care about how well stuff is charted throughout the year. So, I guess that's what it come down to. I mean, I feel like G-Idol did really well. I feel like they could have. I definitely feel like the argument is there for best group of the year female, but I mean, at the same time, I could make the argument for IVE as well. So not complaining really. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The surpriser for me, even more than that, is in the top 10 artists list. A lot of these make sense, right? BTS, G-Idol, IU, IVE. Im Young-gung is arguably and definitely artist of the year. For a lot of people who are out of the loop on that. Mellow Monks had a huge ballad run, bit controversial, but successful nonetheless. BoA is a little bit of a surprise for me, a little bit.
I feel like BoA got it because he was one of the performers at the show.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
I think so.
I mean, Counting Star was fine. It was a popular song. The recorded version mix was strange. Not only to talk about that, but I mean, like, top 10 artists. Yeah, I mean, I'm judging a little bit, but that's fine. It's fine. It is what it is.
All right, so that was the award show. I think we also have Mama coming up soon, so that should be pretty hype. We'll see if any of these awards are given to other people or things like that. But congrats to all the winners.
Congrats, and to their fans.
The big story this week. I have many articles, much information.
Many
is
links,
about
yeah.
Luna, Chu, and BlackBerry Creative. There was a big saga this week. I will try to break it down in a chronological order, so I'm going to go on like the timeline of what happened.
Okay.
First thing. So we knew back in the day, as in the spring of this year, there was like rumors that Chu wanted to get out of her contract, right? There was issues. She was unhappy with the company, yada, 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 right? So then Chu pretty much got like de facto blacklisted by BlackBerry Creative. We saw Chu doing things by herself. And when she introduced herself, she wasn't a part of Luna. Like she didn't say, I'm Chu from Luna. So we were like, something's up here. And then there was reports that she started a one-person company with her mom helping her, right? That also happened. There was a lot of mixed reports. What came out this week, though? First thing, BlackBerry Creative announced that Chu has been expelled from Luna. BBC alleged that Chu abused her power and used abusive language towards staff. Following an internal investigation, BBC decided to remove Chu from the group. So the specific Korean word they used was gapjil, right? I believe was the one that they kept mentioning. Can you kind of explain what that means, Warren?
갑질. The simplest way I can put it is a situation where a person of higher power is abusing their higher power.
It's like a power trip, right?
Essentially, yes. If you think about the peanut issue with Korean Air,
not rage.
Oh my god!
Right. The issue where one of the higher ups in that company demanded that they put the flying airplane back onto the ground because they didn't serve the peanut the right way.
Give me your nuts.
What? Okay, yes. But yeah, that's 갑질. That's what we refer to as 갑질. It's been one of those media buzzwords.
Yep.
It was very prominent.
It's for serious things.
Yeah. One of the more prominent recent examples with it was Irene.
With the stylist.
With the stylist.
Okay.
Not nice to the stylist. But the way the Chu situation was worded, the way the press release was worded, I don't know if it was deliberate or not, but it felt like it was trying to create
kind of slanderous, right?
Yeah, they were like, oh, Chu was very verbally abusive towards her staff. And
honestly, as an outside observer, it looked like Chu was getting dragged a bit.
Yeah.
In response, many fans were skeptical of this statement, with some believing that BBC is trying to silence Chu and cover up their alleged mistreatment of both her and the group as a whole. So some of the things that I saw in terms of that is that they're overworked, they haven't been paid at all since they debuted, the tour that they had was horrendous, these type of things. And then you remember back in the day, BBC made some questionable financial decisions in Japan where they owed people a ton of money. things like that. So they're saying like the companies just ran terribly. During the day after the release of BBC statement, many staff who had worked with Chu on various projects publicly came out in her defense. These are not just like the same group of people. These were people from all across the K-pop landscape or the K-entertainment landscape. People who worked with her, like photographers one time, hairstylists, producers on shows she was on. They all said like, I don't know what they're saying. This girl's like one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of that, and people were typically dragging BBC, saying like, you know, they're clearly trying to make her look bad in this scenario, right?
Yeah.
So BBC was eating a ton of shit online from SNS. Everyone was like, BBC's a terrible company. They're horrible. Look at what they're doing to Chu, yada, yada, yada. So today, right, earlier this morning, or yesterday in Korea time, BBC followed up with an additional statement on November 28th through Luna's official fan cafe. So this is officially from them on the fan cafe. Here are some quotes into their statement. These are the quotes that have been translated into English. So the wording might not be 100%, but you could get a gist. The first one, quote, was not written with the intent of exposing Chu's abuse of power to the public and to the media. And another quote was, quote, it was not an expose. Eh? I feel like the way you worded it kind of made it seem like it was an expose, and you're trying to shift the public's opinion on Chu and trying to make yourself look better. At least that's my perspective. And one thing that a lot of people online were like, if it happened, then where are the receipts? Where are the testimonies as to what happened? Where is the proof of these things that you said Chu did, right?
Yeah, who did it happen to?
Who did it happen to? Whatever. So BBC, in regards to that, said, quote, stating the cause of removal is a natural course of explanation. And a different quote was, quote, but needing to provide the relevant facts and evidence is the right of Chu herself and the staff who was victimized. Another quote was, quote, if any party feels wronged about some issue or wishes to rectify an issue, the concerned parties themselves have the right to bring it to light. So they're basically saying is like, we did an internal check. Chu was bad, but if you want the receipts or you want the proof of it, you need to ask Chu or the person who was victimized, not us.
But we don't know who that person is.
We don't know who that is, though. But
so who do we ask?
BBC's basically saying, don't ask us. We're just letting you know. That's why we kicked her out, because we needed to tell you. But if you want any proof of it, don't look at us. That's basically what they said there. So that's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Let's paraphrase that a little bit, because it sounds like they're saying, we're doing this, but don't ask us why. That's what it sounds like.
It's like basically, it seems like they're saying, trust us on this, right? Like,
well, yeah, because they can't or they won't provide evidence.
I mean, here's the thing. If you're a victim of verbal abuse or abuse of any kind, expecting the victim to stand up for themselves is hard.
Oh, that's hard. Yeah.
It's incredibly hard. But at the same time, we're also in the industry. We're also in an industry where a lot of people have faked an expose. A lot of people have straight up lied about people being bullies when they're not, people being abusive when they're not, all over the internet. So, with that in mind, and I'm sure Blockberry Creative is aware of this. This is wildly rampant in the K-pop community in Korea. If they're aware of this, you just can't expect us to believe you guys without any level of anything.
It's so stupid, considering the fact that if, let's say, this type of stuff was true, it would ruin her career. She would get blacklisted. No one would hire her, right?
Yeah.
So when there's something as big as stakes as this, you need to have receipts, right? Like, you need to be able to prove to everyone at home that, yeah, this girl was crazy. We had to do what we had to do. It's unfortunate. But additionally, when they're saying, like, stating the cause of removal is the natural course of explanation, I'm calling BS there, because there's so many press releases where we have agreed to part ways with yada yada for reasons, period, right? And that's it. Please respect everyone's privacy, right? We see so many of these announcements where people disband groups or someone leaves the group and we don't get any explanation. And here BBC saying like it's natural for us to explain to you why we kicked her out.
Yeah, here's the thing. If they were actually invested in a situation where they need to protect the identity of the victim or anything with the victim at all, then you don't mention it at all.
Yeah, you don't say anything.
Yeah, you could have just said, we're kicking Chu out because we have had internal discussions.
Yeah. and you could have just left it at that, and people could have speculated all they want.
Yeah.
But the fact that you said that she was abusing, like using her power badly and things like that, you have to be able to back it up, BBC. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then finally, to like draw at the heartstrings of everyone, they ended the whole statement with, quote, "In addition, we sincerely ask once again that you refrain from making indiscriminate and groundless speculative reports so that the Luna members are not hurt by this incident and can start team activities again." So they're basically saying, don't make any speculation at this because it's hurting the other members of Luna.
Meanwhile, Hyunjin's over here on her live show. I forget it was on Star V Live. She was like, "Oh, I'm with Chu on this one."
Really? She said
You
that?
said that?
She said stuff along the lines of like Chu's going through a lot.
Wow.
We need to
okay.
support her.
Yeah, so I think BBC's taking this terribly. They're taking big L's left and right.
I don't get it. Like, why?
I don't
go
get
about
what
it
their
this
intent
way?
was. Like, if you're gonna dumpster, you better have receipts to dumpster. Right?
No. This is their. Here's what is going on, and I'm putting on my conspiracy hat here. Here's what's going on. They know the word kap질. They know this kind of controversy is gonna drive people nuts in the right circumstances. So, in order to kick Chu out, leave Luna in a good situation, and to potentially ruin Chu's future career, they put her under the bus with this kind of fake controversy. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But it really feels like they wanted us to react a certain way, but nobody bought it because people have functioning brains. A surprise,
Backfired.
right? People think, believe it or not. And with the second statement, they were like, "Well, I guess that ain't working. Never mind. Just try to carry on." That's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna work. Okay, but stepping back for a second, here's what happened with the situation with Hyunjin earlier. Essentially, she was on one of those fan communication applications called Fab. She was essentially saying that she's, kind of angry about the situation where she was having to leave the group. And then fans were speculating, based on the way she was communicating, that the company stepped in half an hour later and they were trying to like
What?
stop her from talking. And to that, she was like, "Why am I in trouble? Did I say anything wrong?"
She said that?
Apparently. That being said, I mean, this is half speculation based, so who knows what exactly happened. But, Hyunjin has been very open and vocal about supporting Chu so far, and I think that typically means something,
There was an update though.
Okay.
The TBC shared that 9 members of Luna, excluding Vivi and Hyunjin, have filed an injunction against BlackBerry Creative to terminate their contracts. BlackBerry Creative they followed this up by sharing with multiple news agencies that the recent news of a supposed injunction filed by the 9 members for contract terminations are groundless. So there's like mixed messages going on.
What's going on?
And
Oh my
people
God.
think the reason why Vivi and Hyunjin aren't involved in the injunction at the moment, Vivi because she's an international person, so it's probably different because her employment with BBC is probably tied to her visa, which is keeping her in Korea. And number 2, Hyunjin is active on this World Cup thing that she's doing right now. So it's kind of awkward to sue the
Can't just
company
leave.
who's letting you do that show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little awkward. But the other members seems like they're trying to get out of the company, while BlackBerry Creative is saying this is groundless. But who knows what to believe because BlackBerry Creative has been sending a ton of mixed signals lately. So yeah,
Man.
this functionally might be the end of Luna as we know it, right?
Man.
I mean, who knows what's gonna come after this, right? Typically, when a lawsuit happens, at the very least, it means we're gonna go on hiatus for a long time,
Right. Yeah.
right? I don't know. My mind goes immediately to TVXQ, which was not the most ideal of situations at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe the Luna fans can fill us in. But what I'm hoping for is that maybe the remaining 9 members of Luna are tight amongst each other. Maybe they can bring Hyunjin or Chu or Vivi along for the ride as well, and figure something out together. But for now, they got to figure out a way to escape,
For sure.
to run.
I got a couple more things.
Okay.
First one, Daily shared that Luna Luna's Chu. Well, now she's not anymore Luna's Chu. So Chu has joined BY4M Studio. So I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm just gonna spell it out. BY4M Studio is a company that heavily focuses on online and social media markets and has gradually been expanding into the entertainment sector. They have already acquired Major 9, home to Vibe, Ben, and Four Men. They are also
Ooh.
home to artists such as Jun Sung-gyu, Shin Se-young, and Holland.
Okay.
Like the soccer player who plays for Man City?
Oh no, Jun. I don't know who that is, to be honest.
Holland?
Oh no, Holland. No, the singer.
Solo artist.
Are you making a joke?
Yeah, it was a joke.
Oh.
Missed it.
So this is the agency that's owned by the Vibe guy, right? The one guy in Vibe.
Is it? I actually don't know. Let me look it up real quick while you
I'm
talk about
almost
that.
sense.
positive it is. It's the one guy.
The lineup would make sense.
I mean, it's a
One
very
who's-
ballad-focused lineup, isn't
Isn't it Yoon Min Soo's company?
it? Is it?
I'm like almost positive it is because I'm pretty sure he's the one who scouted Ben to be in his company.
I don't see a wiki page for BY4M or B4YM.
No, you should look up Major 9. That's the company you should be looking up.
What's the relationship between Major 9 and BY4M?
So BY4M is the company that just bought Major 9 to be its first K-pop company. That's what I just said.
Oh,
Literally just read that, Warren.
Mabi? Right. Okay. So Major 9 was established in 2017. Their CEOs are people I don't know who they are. But
Yeah, maybe-
you're right.
maybe I'm
Vibe
wrong
is a
about that.
part of the group, as well as the people you mentioned, as well as Casper, the rapper from Pretty Rap Star.
Oh
do you
God,
know?
that's a name we haven't heard in a while. But
No.
yeah. So it seems like Luna's joining us a different company already. So it seems you got to think she hasn't been really a part of BBC for like half a year, right? So
Yeah.
it's probably
It
been
makes
in the
sense.
works. And then finally today on November 29th, Chu took to her personal Instagram to speak up for the first time since her removal. I had a picture here at one point of what she wrote, and now it is gone. But let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Quote, "Hello, this is Chu. Thank you so much for your concern and comfort. As I have not yet received any contract regarding this, as I have not received any contact regarding this series of situations or know anything about them, I'm currently grasping the situation. But what I'm sure of is that I haven't done anything that would be shameful to my fans. In the future, as my position is decided, I will share another statement. Thank you so much for your concern and for trusting me." So Chu's basically saying like, I didn't do anything wrong. They just kicked me out. Stay tuned is pretty much what she said. This is a mess.
What a
It's
mess.
a mess.
Yeah.
I mean-
a royal mess.
I think all of us expected something to happen with Luna and Chu and BBC. This was a lot more explosive than I had hoped
for
for.
sure.
Good
Way
lord.
more explosive.
Yeah, not expecting a 9-person lawsuit all of a sudden. What a tragedy. To
Yeah.
I don't know. Arguably one of the most popular K-pop girl groups in the West for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of
Right?
support.
Good God. I mean, I've never been a huge Luna person, but I remember when they were dropping stuff left and right before leading up to their debut. And then they suddenly came out with a song about running and hi, and then they were talking about
Yes.
kimbap and ramen in their lyrics. So I was like, this is stupid, but this is really cool.
Yeah,
Not the
so
kind of
this is
goodbye
a topic
expected.
that is continuing to develop, so we will keep you guys tuned into that. Some other things. You remember that girls' reverse show with the VTubers, right?
Yep.
That was going
Oh,
to
yeah.
happen for Kakao Entertainment. Well, it has been postponed indefinitely. So, though
What?
the virtual characters had been made with components released on open platforms by creators, both domestic and international. So, what that's stating is, Kakao did not make all of these VTuber models.
Oh,
So
God.
they did not own the rights to them.
Oh.
Oh,
So they said talks regarding content creation and broadcast approval had been completed with the majority of creators, but despite Kakao's efforts, talks could not be completed with some of them. So from what I can understand is that they did not own the rights to all the VTuber models. So
They
they
can't show
were
them.
negotiating with the people who owned the rights, and they couldn't get all
Mhm.
of them, so they're just scrapping the whole project.
Dang.
What the hell?
How can you not make sure that you have that before you even
start to
think of
tease all this.
releasing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have I been voting for?
Yeah, they removed the voting too and all the videos of it.
You were voting?
Yes,
For jury, he was voting for jury, Anita.
and Suyun as well.
But like, yeah, so it seems like they have some kind of issue with the rights, and I assume the rights is for the V2 models.
This is stupid. Okay. It looks like they deleted their official Twitter account as well as making all of their YouTube videos private. That's stupid.
That's messy too.
That's stupid. I don't know what to tell you. That's stupid.
How can they start the T stuff without having the rights?
I feel like you would have to.
Teeth. It was full speed train. I was on the hype train.
Dang.
I was getting ready back into produce mode to fucking vote.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's that. It's kaput pretty much. Finally, in terms of another show, Warren, you're really gonna be excited for this one. Boys Plan. It's gonna air in February 2023.
Yay!
Yay! Heckler with guys. Yay!
What are we gonna call the group this time?
Heckler.
Galileo
Yay!
Galileo!
Oh,
So
maybe.
that
You never
happened.
know.
No,
Yeah,
please
so,
don't.
To sum all this up, basically, people won awards. BBC's terrible. No VTubers for Warren. Boys planned it. That's the summary. Next week though, tomorrow we're getting Kara. So Kara's coming back, which means Mama is tomorrow as well. That's what that means. Wednesday we're getting ITZY and P Harmony. Friday, RM from BTS and Jung Yeon, formerly of Lovelyz. She's having a solo debut. Both of them are technically. And then on Monday, Yoon Ji Sung is having a comeback. So that is the releases for next week. The After Hours is not superbly K-pop related. So if you're here for just the K-pop, you know what to do. But we'll be back after a short break, everyone. 3, 2, 1.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erday, Koala, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.
All right, we're at After Hours, State of the Nation, open discussion, whatever you want to call it. Today we got a double World Cup, so Warren, explain what we're doing.
All right. The real world World Cups are going on. The actual FIFA World Cups where they play soccer. I've been watching. Doug's been watching. Anita's been watching. We're going to talk about that real quick. And then we also have like one of those World Cup games that we used to play. Remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, it's been a hot minute, but it's been a while. So I was like, yeah, we should probably pull that out again. Okay. Real quick. We are like almost done with the second round.
No, we are done officially. We're done with match day 2. We're
done with match day 2.
stage?
Okay, cool. We've been watching mostly, like, I haven't been watching all the games. I don't know.
I've been watching like almost all that I can.
Okay. You want to talk about how America is doing real quick?
Okay. We drew against Wales. A game we probably should have won. We just blew it at the end. And then we drew against England. That was a good draw because they played down to our shittiness, right?
I heard that it was very uneventful.
It was very uneventful, but
Very
that's
boring.
good for us because England was supposed to just destroy us.
Yeah.
So basically, tomorrow we verse Iran. We win and we qualify. That's it. Simple as that.
Okay. I mean,
That being, yeah.
I feel like USA has the upper hand over Iran. That's my initial guess. I don't really follow the Iranian soccer team too much, but
Let me look up the official world rankings going into this tournament.
The FIFA
Iran is
rankings?
20th, USA is 16th, so it should be close.
okay.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Well, you know what? I've seen some of the clips, and not to constantly just tout my own horn with the Arsenal people, but Matt Turner, who's been the goalkeeper for these games, absolutely incredible man. Like
There's an argument that Matt Turner should start over Ramsdale. People are trying to make these days.
You know, I don't. I love Aaron. I love my boy Aaron, but I haven't seen much of Matt Turner yet in the Arsenal games, and I would like to see some. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it should be a tough game, but if the US, it's one of those things. You control your own destiny, which is always the good thing. So win and we're in. As simple as that. I think it's tomorrow at 2 or something.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well, by the time most people are listening to the show, they probably
we'll know.
We'll know. All right. Okay, cool. Let's move on to Group C.
Next relevant group. Anita, what is going on with your Mexico team over here?
I don't know.
You drew Poland, right?
Yeah, tied 0-0. There was a penalty kick. Memo Ochoa killed it. Thank God.
Yeah, he saved you guys. He saved you guys there.
But he couldn't save us versus Argentina. Because Messi is Messi.
Messi pulled a Messi.
He pulled a Messi. And
so
yeah,
I'm looking at these standings. Poland's gonna verse Argentina, right?
Yes.
So you need Poland to win, and then you need to beat Saudi Arabia is the easiest path.
With like a certain amount of goals too, right?
No. In that path, Argentina ends up with 3. You end up with 4. You just win. The second outcome is if they both tie, then you have to win, but you have to win by at least 3 goals. I think 3 or 4 goals.
Oh, so yeah, that's
more likely. You need Poland to beat Argentina. That's what you need, and then you.
Is that likely though?
No, both of those things happening. No, Argentina and Poland will probably at worst a draw. Yeah,
that's the issue. It just becomes harder.
That's a great. And what's the last one we got, Warren? Which other group are we focusing on lately?
Let's skip forward because I've been watching the Korean games with Group H. We played Uruguay on Thanksgiving morning, and we played Ghana this morning. American times for both.
The Uruguay tie was fair. We had the best chance in the game, but the guy skied it over the net somehow.
Uzo, my boy. Oh man,
that one was terrible.
Yeah,
that was close.
The Ghana game was a barnstormer is the better way to put it. It was crazy. It was like so much stuff was happening, and then there was huge controversy at the end. Anita, essentially, you know how they've been giving a lot of extra time this World Cup. So
it's crazy.
Oh yeah,
10 minutes extra.
Second half in this game was 10 minutes, right?
Goodness
and
gracious.
You know how like the winning team generally time wastes to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So we get to 10 minutes. Korea gets a corner kick, and the ref just ends the game before the corner kick.
Huh?
Yeah, that was essentially it.
Why?
Because Anthony Taylor, the bald boy, is bald and stupid. That's why.
It would have even been fair if, like, technically we should have had like 12 minutes because they wasted like 2 of the minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even in the world where he lets the free kick happen, Korea misses it, and he blows the whistle, I would have been like, it is what it is, right?
He let it happen.
Yeah.
I would have been a little pissed, but I would have said it is what it is. But he blew it after we got the corner kick. He's like, nah, game's over. You ain't even taking it.
That's so weird.
Here's what I've been hearing about this round of World Cups is they've heard what the players have been saying about a lot of time being wasted with like ceremonies, people being injured. So people have been saying that these players aren't actually playing the full 90 minutes, even though they get a little bit extra time. So with this season of World Cups, I've been hearing that they've been trying to make up for that even more, like closer to what they've been actually missing out. And what they've been doing is whenever time is missed during those extra minutes, they will, unofficially add those
Add
in.
some more. Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the bald boy, or the main ref, Anthony Taylor, is all like, we don't have any of that. Poo poo pee pee out. And then near the end, Korea's manager, Parlamento, he goes up to he's like all angry.
Cursing him out. He's like,
and then like he gets the red card and he gets kicked out.
You got a red card?
Yeah.
Dang.
So Korea is officially we hold a lot of records for those of you guys who didn't know. We have the first manager to get both the yellow card and the red card during a World Cup match.
Wow.
South Korea also now holds the record for being the first match players for a game in the World Cups that did not have 0 valid shots. on target.
We had 0 shots on target. Okay.
Because if you go back to the Uruguayan game, there was 0 valid shots. There was 0 shots on target from both teams. But from my perspective, here's the thing. On paper right now, Korea not doing well. We had a draw against Uruguay, which was great, but we lost
Question?
against Ghana.
How do we have no valid shots on target if we scored 2? You mean like via your feet?
No, sorry, on the first game with Uruguay.
Oh, in the first game. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely not the case for Ghana. Now, on paper, all of this looks pretty poo-poo. In order to advance to the round of 16s, we need to beat Portugal.
Jesus Christ.
Well, here's the one thing, Anita. Portugal has already qualified, right?
Yeah,
Out
look,
of
they're
this
the
group.
top of the team. Yeah.
We're really hoping that they play all their bench players.
Please!
To rest
Also,
everyone.
Ronaldo's not in.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
hoping they rest all the good players and play all the even. But here's the thing: even the substitutes are probably better than Korea's team as a whole.
Well,
Let's be
you
honest
never
here.
know.
Here's the thing. We beat Germany round 3 last World Cup 2018. Nobody saw it coming. Mexico went up thanks to us, That happened.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The one thing Korea is really good at is that we always lose. We always lose against a team that's considered below us, and we always win against a team that's good, better than us.
You want to hear something that's ridiculous, Warren? In this scenario,
What's up?
if Uruguay and Ghana tie, right?
Yes.
0-0,
Yeah.
and we score our goal, which we beat Portugal 1-0, which brings our goal differential back to 0, which is the same as Ghana.
Yeah.
It comes down to fair play, which we have a red card because of our manager. We
Because of
lose.
Bento. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could happen.
That could happen.
That could literally happen.
That could literally happen. That being said, I don't want to be angry at Bento for that because
Understandable.
it's understandable. And if you go look at the clips, there is a lot of clips floating around of one of our players called Kim Young-won. He's doing absolutely great, but he was very clearly incredibly pissed off, and he was like going all over the place. And people in Korea have been saying that Bento kind of like leaped in front of him and started doing all that so that Kim Young-won doesn't get any
Wouldn't get a
cards.
card.
Right.
Oh.
In an ideal world, Uruguay wins by 1 goal and we win by 1 goal and we go ahead on goal differential. Right? That would be the best scenario.
That would be the best scenario. Yes. Now that also, we're assuming that we're gonna somehow beat Portugal.
That's the whole.
That's the whole thing.
It's all
Wait, it could
contingent.
happen.
It could happen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. On paper, South Korea not doing good right now. But people who
They're
have
so bad.
seen the Uruguayan game and the Ghana game, we know that South Korean soccer has evolved so much in the last couple World Cups.
Here's the thing.
This is the best job we're doing in so many years.
We
many
have been
decades.
doing a great job of getting the ball into scoring positions. We just can't score from these scoring positions. That's the problem we're facing.
Here's the thing: we are the midfield team. Amazing job. They're doing amazing job, except for Kwon Chang-un. I love him, but not right now. I think they do a great job of pressuring the opposing team. I think they do a great job of passing it to the appropriate players at the right position. If you look at players like Kang and Lee, dude, he knows where to pass. Good lord, that boy
Good.
saves the boy.
We
Good
just
lord.
don't have the end product, honestly.
Here's the thing. Another thing to note is that our best striker, Son Heung-min, traditionally hasn't performed as well in the national team very well. But our main striker boy has been Hee-chan Hwang Hee-chan, who plays for the Wolverhamptons, who, doesn't do amazing there, but he's been doing well with us. He's injured.
The main issue I've seen is, so the issue I see is Hwang Hee-chan's out right now, but he would normally play right wing. Son Heung-min's a natural left wing, right? And we are lacking I know the guy in this past game scored 2 goals from a pretty attacking position, right? But none of the defenders are afraid of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Right? Like they're all just afraid of Son. And since he's on the left wing, they just put one of the midfielders and the right back to just follow him. And he's been pretty nullified in the World Cup so far.
The Bento's strategy A has always been actually putting Son Heung-min on the left side of the midfield as a winger, and then using Hee-chan as a left striker. They've been always doing 4-4-2.
Okay.
And it would be a two-person team between Hee-chan and Sonny. Obviously that's not happening at the moment because one person is injured and sitting out and one person has a damaged face. That being said, everybody has been doing amazing. I'm so proud of them. I love them. It's great. expected so much worse from the team this year.
Expectations were low.
And
yeah.
I'm so proud. I'm so sad that I had such low expectations. I thought Uruguay would beat her ass, but no.
Yeah, they've been very underperforming. But in terms of, so we're not gonna talk about all the groups, but teams that have been impressing your boy Doug. Hey, before that USA game, I thought England looked good, but maybe they're kind of meh. I think France has been, France had all this disjunction going into the tournament. They have so many people injured, but people are stepping up, and Mbappe is just Mbappe, right? Like
Yep.
Giroud. Here's the thing about the situation. People say Mbappe plays better when Giroud is on the field versus Benzema. Benzema's out right now, so Giroud actually is a better complement to Mbappe because Mbappe wants to be the goal scorer, where Benzema also wants to be the goal scorer, whereas Giroud is willing to be the target man and hold up play and be a poacher. So they see that synergy works very well. Other teams, I think Brazil has been looking really good. I think
scoring goal. Oh my God.
That Richarlison goal, the Richarlison bicycle kick was crazy.
Boy.
I honestly think that those are the two teams that have impressed me the most so far.
What's also
Brazil
been impressive to me
and France
has been 조규성's face.
I've seen things. The memes.
Good looking man. He could be a K-pop
other than
musician.
that, let us know if you've been watching the World Cup. Let us know who you think's been doing well. And my predictions are out the window because I had Argentina winning the whole thing, but they've been looking.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't care. Let's beat Portugal. We can do it. I believe in you guys.
Let's move on from the actual World Cup to our own World Cup. What are we doing today, Warren?
We are doing the best late night snack World Cup.
Oh,
boy. It's 9 p.m. where I'm at right now while we're
about that
recording.
time.
Yeah, I had dinner at 5 p.m. Your boy's kind of hungry.
Oh my God, that's really early.
This is what I do. What do you got a problem with that? It's not my fault you eat dinner at 10, 11 p.m.
yeah, Anita does that. It's
Yeah.
so weird. Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Let me switch my window real quick. Alrighty. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through 8 different snacks. For those of you guys who have never seen us do this, basically we're gonna match up those 8 late night snacks
Randomly.
Yep. They've been randomly seeded. We're gonna pick our favorite one of the 2. We're gonna keep going like that, tournament style, until we end up with one winner for what is possibly the best late night snack to eat. Typically we have 16. Today we only have 8 because we had a conversation earlier, so I didn't think it needs to be that long, really. And also because I couldn't think of 16 late night snacks. I'm sorry.
So these must be good.
These are really good late night snacks. They're just the best of the best.
Stop stalling and click go.
Okay, round 1. Round 1. We have a burrito versus some tteokbokki.
Burrito.
Oh.
Burrito has to win.
For those of you guys who don't know what
When you are drunk and you are staring into the abyss that is the burrito's asshole, right? When you are staring,
Sorry, what? The what?
the asshole of the burrito.
Is
You
that
know
a
exactly.
thing?
No.
Is that a thing people say?
No, I got that off of this one.
Where did the poop hole come from? What are you talking about?
If you know, you know. That's all I'll say. When you are staring into a burrito when you are drunk, right?
Yeah.
Tteokbokki. The problem with tteokbokki is that there is a variability in the spiciness of tteokbokki depending on where you go. For someone like Anita, that's not a problem because she can handle her spice super well, right?
Yeah.
For someone like me who doesn't handle spice all too well, sometimes you get tteokbokki and you're like, I'm gonna have liquid magma shits tomorrow. It's not gonna be a good time, and I'm gonna be suffering so much on the way in and on the way out. Whereas a burrito has never done me wrong.
Well, doesn't carbs absorb alcohol when you're hungover?
Yeah, but you're eating carbs covered in grease, dude. Technically,
Okay, fair.
it's like it's canceling each other out. Anita, which one would you rather eat as a late night snack?
Well, see, I do feel like the burrito is more of a, you stayed up way too late, and now you're hungry again, right?
You go to Pancheros or Qdoba or Chipotle, depending on where you live. Yeah,
that has happened.
So many memories in Pancheros.
But I also feel like tteokbokki is more lighter in a way because it's not.
What?
It's like you're not. it's not as complex in ingredients, right? Like you could really load the burrito if you wanted to.
Okay, yes, but literal tteokbokki is literally just rice cake. It's just carbs.
Right.
Here's the other thing. If you're eating tteokbokki, there's like a 50% chance you're gonna get it on your shirt.
Yeah, it's also more difficult.
When you're eating the burrito, you're generally eating it outside. You're like crap's falling all over the place. Like I don't give an F, and you're just
It's
eating
more
it.
portable
You know?
too.
You're having a good time.
It's more portable.
Here's the thing. Whenever I eat a burrito, I get it all over my hands. I don't like that.
How do
Really?
you do that?
How do you do that?
Because it leaks.
Not if you eat it, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I was going to say, if you know how to eat a tteokbokki, well, it's not going to drip all over your shirt. What are you talking about?
Okay, you need utensils. Do you not?
Yes?
You
But,
don't need
like,
that for a
isn't that the
burrito.
sign of civilization and intelligence? The ability
But
to
this is a
use
snack. This is
tools?
supposed to be like quick.
All I'm saying
Not a
is
full
if I was
meal.
drunk as shit and there was a burrito in front of me or there was tteokbokki, 100,000% eating the burrito.
All right. Here's my final statement, and this is actually in favor of burrito. We have so many shared memories in Pancheros.
Yes.
Oh my god.
A little too many. In our
All
campus.
late at night.
Right. There were not many things open that night. On those nights after we, do our things for our club, our student org.
If you don't know what Pancheros is, because there's only 72 locations in the United States, it's essentially
dang.
Chipotle.
Yeah, Chipotle, basically.
It's Chipotle, but my understanding is that it's a little less American.
Is it?
In a way, I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
Yeah,
Or not, I guess. I don't know. I choose burrito, is all I'm saying.
I do too.
I choose burrito.
All right. We decide to vote against Chu with their tteokbokki, who is going through so
Delicious
much
still,
emotional difficulty at the moment, but that's fine.
Man.
All right, we're going with the burrito. Round 2. We have a bowl of cereal versus
Oh
a
my
single block of
God.
cheddar cheese.
Jeez.
Shout out to
See,
these amazing photos.
it's a block.
Just a block of
Just a
cheddar
block?
cheese. Just a single block.
I feel like you gotta choose cereal here.
Yeah. I mean, if it was like string
If,
cheese,
you,
you're
are
like,
just
okay.
gonna start chomping on a block of cheese, I think we've lost grip of reality. I feel
you need
like
to go to bed.
I feel like you're gonna just like clog yourself up with the. You're gonna have regrets tomorrow.
But
Cereal, the only thing you're regretting is probably at the time you're eating. You're like, I could be eating something better.
Exactly.
But at
That's
the
like
end of
last
the day,
resort. Mhm.
At the end of the day, it's inoffensive, and this is as Warren was saying, this is a pure carb. It'll soak up some of that alcohol overnight.
well, look how happy this lady is in the picture.
Yeah, but they're weird cheese people, dude. I am not one of those people.
What is that a thing? Weird cheese people?
Yes, they're like cheese snobs.
Really?
Oh, I mean, if you're eating a literal block of cheese, like just a block of cheddar cheese, if you're biting into it, I don't
If
think
you
you're
have
a
a
cheese
block
snob.
of cheese that big in your house, you're a cheese person,
You really like
right?
cheese.
Like, come on.
I just think the lady looks really happy. I just want to be
I'm
happy.
Sure, I'm sure she's happy.
I wouldn't be. I would do cereal.
All right, we'll go with the cereal. We're eating breakfast cereal.
I have a cereal anecdote though.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
One time in college, right?
Yeah?
I was I tried some vitamins, right? It was a vitamin supplement.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it made you extremely famished, right? So I was like,
Mhm.
oh, whatever. The only thing I had in my dorm room was a box of Cheerios that was unopened, right?
Okay.
And what I didn't realize was that by taking these vitamins, it's gonna make me really sleepy soon, right? So I remember opening the box of Cheerios, and then I remember them tasting really good, and then I remember waking up with half of the box of Cheerios spread all over my blankets and in the sheets with me.
Oh. So you fell asleep with a.
I fell asleep with Cheerios all over the place.
You just had a couple bites and you just fell
I
asleep
had a
right
couple
away.
bags, and I guess I fell asleep and I rolled over the box or something
Yeah.
in the middle of the night, and it was just
Wow.
Cheerios all over the place.
That's how food comas work, right?
It was like waking up in a pile of sand. That's what it felt like. Yeah, so that
God, that must be a fucking pain to clean up after.
I had a vacuum and do the laundry. Yeah.
Well, at least you had a vacuum. Most college kids don't have vacuums in their dorms.
Wait, what is this next?
All right, round three. Round three. We have carrots versus Chinese food.
Chinese food.
Now by Chinese food, I'm not talking about authentic Chinese food. I'm talking about
Talking like
American
sesame
Takeout.
chicken,
Yeah.
orange chicken, kung pao
lo
chicken.
mein,
Right.
fried rice, crab rangoons, egg rolls, like that kind of Chinese.
Yeah.
Oh
food.
man, I'm hungry now. Chinese food.
General So's. Yeah.
Now that being said, the health level of Chinese food comes nowhere
so
close
bad. It's
to
so bad.
raw carrots.
But it's late at night, and it's a snack. Do you really care?
Yes. I don't want to
No.
consume extra calories full of bad ingredients for my body when I'm about to go to sleep in 2 hours or
No,
one.
you're hungry, so you want food.
So
Good.
yeah,
You
so
ever-
you eat carrots.
Have y'all ever had egg foo young?
What?
No.
What's egg
Oh,
It's
foo young?
good. Y'all gotta be on that egg foo young.
Sounds
Look
like
it
a
up, look it
person's
up.
name.
It's essentially like a fried omelet. It's delicious, and it comes with like a gravy on top.
Wow, that sounds so good.
And my family always gets the shrimp egg foo young. It's shit.
Imagine eating that as a late
It's so
night
good.
snack.
Yeah.
Well, you guys didn't tell me when I was making this World Cup. You guys
What do
could
you
have.
mean?
You guys could have been like, "Hey, Warren, I like egg foo young. Can you add egg foo young into your?"
No, but
It's
it's,
Chinese
part.
food.
It's
It's
part
Chinese
of that.
food.
Oh, but that sounds pretty authentic.
Not too authentic.
Oh,
They
you
have
can
it at
find
any,
it.
You can find it at any Americanized Chinese place.
All right, all I'm saying is like, I can't imagine a regular American Joe is gonna walk into Panda Express and they're gonna be like, "Hello, I would like one egg foo young, please." Like that's
I mean, you go to any Chinese place near me, takeout place, they got that. Have you
All
ever
right.
gotten mushu pork?
yeah,
You know, I didn't realize I had always gotten mushu pork takeout, right?
yeah.
One time I was in a restaurant and I ordered mushu pork, and then the ajumma came out and started wrapping it and feeding me.
Wait, what do you mean she started feeding you?
If you get it in the restaurant, you know how it sometimes comes with like these like wraps for it, right? And
Yeah.
you wrap it up and you eat it.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I ordered it. The woman came to my table. She started wrapping them, put the sauce in it. In the cup.
Preparing them for
She
you.
stood there for like 15 minutes.
Aww.
Oh my god,
I left such a big tip. I felt so bad.
is that what happens all the time?
I didn't know. I was at this random place. She wrapped like 8 of them in a row for me.
Oh my god.
It was so awkward, but I couldn't say anything. I would have been like, "Stop, I'm good," right? So I just let her.
Wrapping myself.
I had table service mushu pork one time. Oh
Well,
my god.
we'll talk about great service.
Yeah, it was great service.
My
It was
god,
fantastic.
I'm sure you left a hefty 30% tip.
I think I left like a 50% tip. Not so bad.
God.
God,
I think
um,
the mushu pork was like $15, and I gave her like $25.
Oh my god.
Yeah, do you want mushu pork for late night or do you want raw
Oh
carrots?
yeah, I do.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah, I
do.
But raw carrots are healthy for you.
No.
Just dip it in
Okay.
some ranch, it'll
No.
taste good.
Raw
No, no,
carrots.
no.
You know why you know raw carrots are bad? Even when they put it in bibimbap, they stir fry it first a little. That's how you know they're bad.
Do they do that? They do, don't
Yes,
They do.
yes,
they? They do that for kimbap as well.
Yeah, because it's terrible raw. That's why they do it. The only application of raw carrots that's okay when you're transporting either blue cheese dressing with your wings or hummus into your mouth. It's the only application that it's fine raw.
So you're telling me
Yes.
it's essentially a spoon.
It's a spoon.
It's a badly
Yeah,
shaped
it-
spoon.
It's a vessel to transport things.
It's not the main event.
All
It
right.
shouldn't be the main snack.
Jeez, all right.
Or ranch dressing. People just shovel that in their mouth with carrots.
I love ranch. All right, fine. We'll go with Chinese food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Chinese food wins. Round 4, we have ramen versus cold
both
pizza.
of these are classics, though.
The pizza has to be cold though.
Yes. And here's
Ramen.
why. And
Ramen.
here's the real reason we're doing this World Cup. It's not about late night snack. I don't really give a crap about that, I'll be honest. I don't understand the hype about cold pizza.
It's good.
No,
I don't either.
It's awful.
No, it's good.
It's way better when it's warm.
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course.
But why do people like cold pizza more than
Because
warm?
they're lazy.
The microwave takes 30 seconds.
You can't wait. You need it now.
30 seconds. Go
When
pee.
you're really drunk, you think you got enough time to wait for 30 seconds.
Actually,
But
that's
what
a good
if you're
point.
not?
The
What if you're
problem
not
with
drunk?
ramen is, although it is a fantastic late night snack, it's always better if someone else had cooked it for you.
Maybe that does happen.
Is that not true? Is that not true?
No, that's still true.
when you want late night ramen, you're like, oh god, I gotta cook it though. You know?
I'll cook
It's gonna
it.
take it's gonna take 15 minutes.
It's it's always the best kind of party when like you're like kind of drunk and you're sitting on a couch and like someone walks up to you
With a pot,
with a pot
No,
and they're like, hey,
the
take a
pot.
chopstick, come on, take a mouthful.
Yeah, okay, here's something I didn't realize until I was in Michigan. Number one, communal ramen is a thing at parties. Number two, if you're hosting the party, people are going to raid your refrigerator.
Oh, yeah, people are in the kitchen.
And number three, Koreans sometimes buy a cake and they all just eat it with chopsticks at the same time. That was crazy town to me when that happened for the first time. All those things. Let's assume this ramen is at a party though. You're late night and someone
Right.
you're at the
You
party,
want-
you're vibing, you're on the couch, and some guy just plops the
pot.
coaster thing on the table and then drops the pot on top of it.
Oh, I'm hungry.
It's a great communal experience. It's a shared memory. For me, it is.
Ramen's better. If this was like
Yes.
hot pizza, maybe, but since it's cold,
It's
then we'll pick
cold.
ramen.
It's sad.
Wasn't there? I think this was after Doug left college, but wasn't there one party, Anita, where like it was in my apartment, and like we made ramen and I did dishes after?
Yeah.
That,
that
who made the ramen? Was it you?
I think I don't even remember because I feel like at some point it was so late that the some people left and then new people came
Right.
and we were still hungry. So then we just pulled out like some packets of I don't remember what type of ramen it was, but we
Noguri.
were like, was it?
Because
don't
I always have
remember.
noguri at home. Best kind of
Yeah.
ramen. Yeah.
I don't
There's,
even
like-
remember who cooked it.
Here's another Korean party hack that you probably might not know of. You could buy a bag of frozen dumplings, mandu, right?
Yeah,
An entire
yeah.
bag.
Yeah.
If you cut a tiny bit of the corner off and put some water in there, you could just steam the whole thing in the bag. People don't realize you can do that.
Wow.
You can do that with ramen too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just do it in the bag.
Like that's like a very popular thing people do
the army.
like, in the army, yeah. They cut a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
little bag, little slit open, and they pour
Put
hot water
in
into
and
it.
it steams itself in it if you microwave it long enough.
Yeah. And people have been saying that like it could be like a health hazard.
Carcinogenic. Yeah.
But the Korean government literally did research on this, and they were like, "It's fine, it's cool,
Okay.
keep doing it."
It's safe.
It's great. Yeah.
Sure, I'm gonna vote for ramen because I have
Me
this
too. I'm
shared
voting for ramen.
communal
Ramen,
experience and memory
Yes.
of someone handing me a Halo cup full of ramen, and I did dishes
Also-
after.
Also, Fueled by Ramen was a music label that was pretty popular because they housed Paramore back in the day. So we were voting for Ramen, right,
Wow.
Anita? Yes.
Yes. Oh, they also hosted Fall Out Boy.
Correct.
Yes.
I would have voted for pizza if it was warm, but it has to be cold because that's kind of what made happen this World Cup in the first place. We're moving on to the quarterfinals, right? Quarterfinals, we start with ramen versus Chinese food.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ramen takes the win here. Easy peasy.
I think ramen takes the win because Chinese food ends up being too heavy.
Yeah.
But you got the crab rangoons though. You know what that is, Warren?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like-
rolls.
How do you know you got crab rangoons?
Because you got
You order
crab
them?
rangoons.
Because
You
like if
ordered
I
them.
normally get Panda Express, I'm getting rice, like fried rice with like Beijing beef and kung
You know
pao
what's
chicken.
what's my favorite thing at a Chinese food restaurant if they have it? The Chinese version of like scallion pancakes are so good.
Ooh.
They are good.
They're
I think
good.
they're
So
literally
good.
called scallion pancakes.
Oh, but if we expand this, you know what's good? Taiwanese pork chop.
Oh
Oh, it's so good. Taiwanese pork chop is so good.
shoot. I'll take ramen though.
Yeah, I'll take ramen as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, there's something about the soup.
I'll take the ramen.
Bro, you remember that restaurant across from Tower Plaza that had the Taiwanese pork chops? It was so good.
Oh,
It was so good.
the salt and pepper pork chops.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
my god, it was so good. Okay. Burrito versus cereal. Easy W.
Burrito.
Yes.
Burrito.
Next round is burrito versus cereal. I actually would vote for
Easy.
cereal here,
No.
cause cereal is so much easier.
But you're not making the burrito.
No, I take a burrito. Come on.
Here's the thing. It's 10 p.m. at night. I'm done with recording the podcast. I'm feeling a little hungry. I'm not going to walk outside buy a burrito right now. No, I'm going to go get my thing of cereals. Get my thing of cereal and just make me a bowl right now. Just make me full.
We're
and just-
assuming that you can get this very easily. Like it won't be like a huge ordeal.
Cereal? People have cereal
no,
at home. Burrito. I mean, how are you gonna get the burrito?
Order it, or you have it already.
So you get Uber Eats to get burrito for you,
Maybe.
which normally costs $8, but because you're getting it delivered, it becomes $35 all of a sudden.
And it's worth it.
Is it worth $35 for a single burrito?
Yes. I feel like if you have the option, you would get cereal.
No, if you have the
'Cause
option,
it's so much
100% eating a burrito. Right?
All right.
Eating a burrito.
Fine, we'll take the burrito.
You know what's my favorite type of burrito?
What?
Breakfast burrito.
Oh.
Actually, I think breakfast burrito is kind of overrated.
You're overrated.
No, you are.
You're mid.
Fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Burrito. Click it. Click it.
All right, burrito wins. We're into the finals. Final round: ramen versus burrito. Best late night snack ever.
Okay, because here's the problem with ramen. It's a Doug problem, not a you guys
Problem?
problem. The problem with ramen is every time I eat ramen, I burn my mouth.
That's a you problem.
You and your stupid hot
Because I
soup.
got a weak mouth. Y'all know this. That's why I would choose burrito, but I'm completely fine with you guys choosing ramen.
I do choose ramen.
I burn my tongue so often. It's terrible.
I feel like at this point, if you've burned your tongue enough, I feel like you should be okay with it. Just shed it out. I don't know. I think the hot soup part of it is just absolutely incredible.
It's like homey. It's like, I don't know.
Thank you. I am your homie.
No.
Here, another thing I feel like is that a burrito doesn't have is the expansiveness of ramen. You know, a lot of different types of instant noodles to choose from. If you're feeling standard, you go for a shin ramen. If you're feeling a little spicy, you go for the 불닭볶음면, the spicy
God,
chicken
yes.
noodles. Yeah. If you want
You could
something
eat
cold,
you could eat
bibimbap.
jajangmyeon flavor too. They have
could.
cold
Yup,
ones these
yup.
days.
Spaghetti.
They have-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had laksa ramen, the coconut curry one?
I haven't. No.
It's expensive, but it's hella good.
I feel like it's always the expensive ones that are always good.
Indomie's good.
Oh, Indomie. I remember for some reason I was hanging out with a lot of Indonesians at one point, and
Yeah.
the Indomie was flowing heavy. It was great.
Just do me a favor, don't eat Maruchan. I know people.
That's, yeah.
Some people do, like unironically. I don't know, like why.
Yeah. I mean, try other things too, you know.
So many
Or
great.
top ramen. Don't eat that one
Yeah.
either. Maruchan top ramen. You're better than that.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know.
One thing is like, me and my friends, we were traveling. This is only for we were traveling to Japan. This was back in 2019. Those of you guys who stick around long enough, that's the time I was in Japan and Korea back in 2019. This was my second time in Japan. This was my friend's first time in Japan. And me and my friends, there was 4 of us, a bunch of us. We were like, hey, we gotta go to this famous ramen place. It's so exciting. We're so excited. And obviously, we're talking about like proper Japanese ramen. And my other friend, who doesn't really know Japanese culture too well, he goes, why would you go get ramen? And I was like, because it's good. And he's like, it's not good though. And lo and behold, we go to the noodle place, and he's like, "Oh, this is ramen." And I was like, "What'd you think it was?" And he was like, "Oh, it's just Maruchan."
What?
And apparently, the only ramen he's ever eaten up until that point was Maruchan. And I was like, "What kind of Asian are you?"
Wait, what? That's so weird.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
kinda
exaggerating.
ridiculous.
This is true. This is a true story. Like, we were in the line for this famous ramen place that does tonkotsu ramen really, really well. And he was like, "Why are we waiting in line for stupid ramen?" I was like, "You're stupid."
You don't know.
You should have been like, you're the stupid one.
That's
Goddamn.
all of us. We were like so annoyed. We were like, "Why are you being so stupid? Like, we know you're stupid, but like, why are you so stupid all of a sudden?" Anyways, he's a good friend. I love you, man. Gang. Why are we doing that? All right, ramen. Ramen has been decided as the best late night snack ever to exist. We are not taking any rebuttals or refutes. You can't disagree. That's a proclamation and a statement and a fact. You just can't
All
disagree.
right, so ramen has won the World Cup. And in about like 3-4 weeks time, we'll know who has won the real World Cup.
Oh,
But
God.
I think that wraps up everything. This has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. We'll see you guys next time when we cover some fire tracks from like Kara, ITZY, RM. It's gonna be fun. We'll see you guys then, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.